I ought to just eat it. Ah, dang nabbit. Man, I do this so much. I always say to myself, don't leave that screen up. How are you guys doing? Man, I tell you what, anybody can be doing better than me. So that's awesome. Guys, it is Thursday night. You know what that means? It means the week is coming to an end. We get to reset our brains. I don't have one. So it's always reset. Reset? Why does I keep doing that? Anyway, tomorrow night is Friday night. How are you guys doing though tonight on this Thursday? Miami Spice. Look at this. I wore pink just for you. Rabbit, how are you doing? Tweety. Tweety Bot, how's it going? Caitlin, how are you doing? Danielle. Hello. Chat and the expert. Hi, Danielle. Texas Jen, how are you doing? What was it? I don't think I replied to your last message. I think you gave me a zinger. I don't remember it. Anyway, Squad Bob, how's it going, bud? Guys, I'm already lost in the whole thing. Crystal, how are you doing? Jacob, Great Dane Mom. I'm just behind, guys. I'm a little slow. So here's what happened. I need to pressure wash the front. By the way, have a great show tonight. The what's the guy's name? Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate. He did a Reddit Ask Me Anything a few years ago. I think like 2 years ago. And I was like, this is perfect. We came off the Richard Allen stuff yesterday. Boy, that was a hard one to get going on the podcast deal, but it's up. And this one is up too. So all of our lives are now going to be podcasted straight to podcast. So that's great, and I appreciate you guys so much. But it was just let's see, what was the last time I was thinking about something? Oh man, incarceration. That's a big deal to think about. Not to think about, but just like there's a lot of problems with mental health and stuff like that. Oh, you have to be up in 3 hours. Well, hopefully you could rest easy listening. But it's good to see you, Crystal. I don't know who Harvey Specter is. I don't want to be Harvey Weinstein. That's the only Harvey I know. Anyway, so yeah, there's still. I'm sure the true crime people are having a great time with that. But this thing, it came up about they did find remains. So hey, once again, scientists, hey, they're always 100% right. They can always know what's wrong. Scientists, engineers, whatever, mechanics, brain, rocket surgeons. I don't know what it is, but whatever they are, they're always right. They never lead us wrong. And there's huge chunks of this sub that supposedly went to Never Never Land. And there's also like a meat milkshake inside. It's very sad. But If you perish doing what you love, what would that be? That's kind of interesting. Uh, anyway, guys, what is this? Better than Phil Spector. Wasn't he like the fifth Beatle? Hey, Lady on Sky, how are you doing? You answered the question perfectly. But you need to be very specific about that because you could get death by snoo snoo. Um, oh, Harvey the 6 foot invisible rabbit. You know, I almost said something about Harvey the rabbit, but I only know that from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which, by the way, is one of the best movies I think made. Very, it needs to be more critically acclaimed. Great Dane Mom was skydiving. Oh, there's some bad jokes in there about people jumping, but I won't say it. Anyway, guys, so we'll get here on. We'll get on Reddit here in a second. I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm a little bit not. I'm not in character tonight. Boy, life just keeps giving me those zingers. I love it. I hook up the pressure wash. Oh, got the hose on. Got everything working. It's awesome. See, because the old hose was cheap and blew up, and but the brass had corroded to the threads. Finally got that off. Got a new hose. Hooked it up last night, man. It was working. Playing with Brown Dog. He loves the water. Today I hooked up the pressure washer. I turn that water on high. I go over to the pressure washer. I push that button. I'm like, it's running for a long time. Squeeze the handle. Nothing comes out. So the little spigot thing, you know, little screw job deal, it's broken now. It doesn't twist the subs needs to be twisted. And I'm sitting here going, do I even pretend to figure out how to fix that? Or do I just give up? I'm thinking I'm going to give up. Then after that, I got a message that I have some family stuff I got to do tomorrow. Unfortunately, nothing bad. Just it's the timing of it, and it's some stress that's going to be happening. I got asked if I could do this at 8 a.m. I said no. I got stuff to do. I got to be here with y'all. Friday is a very busy time. It's Friday Night Live. We got to get things going. We got to take our pants off early. Make sure we're fed and hydrated. All that good stuff. No, I can't do your reindeer games. Okay? Let's plan this stuff out. Hey, you know what? We shouldn't have to plan this out. Because and I hate this. I really do hate this. But have you ever been in that conversation or not conversation, but in that situation where you're like, you know, if you'd only listen to me, this wouldn't be happening. That's my life. If you only been listening to me, this wouldn't be happening. Kaiser Pineapple, how are you doing? Kaiser Pineapple, a pineapple walks into a bar. I can't think of anything good to say after that. But anyway, Kaiser, I am getting ready to do the Reddit Ask Me Anything with what's the guy? Stockton Rush. Stockton Rush. So it's short. We'll go over it and we'll see what's happening when this gets over with. Um, but yeah, guys, I love seeing it. Hey, talking trash, how are you doing? I love it. You know what's great about this? You always see that avatar, and we match. Um, yeah, thank you, Miami. You understand. Unfortunately, you understand. But yeah, I love guys. He's so cool. He's so cool. Please be good to him. Please make sure he has a good time in the chat. Same thing with talking trash. I'm so glad to see her around. Has a magnificent voice. Has a great wit. You don't have that very often on YouTube. So, all right, guys. Let's see. Oh, I don't have this up. Just when I think I'm getting things perfect, I go around and I mess it all up. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hang on real quick. Let me go over here. This is finally pulled up. Talking Trash, thank you so much for gifting memberships. Y'all, please thank her. And also, guys, if you're not subscribed to her channel, I'm going to hold my breath and stomp my feet because she is awesome. I love you. I love her. She is just cool. I like cool people. Let's see where. Oh, pop out chat. I just learned about pop out chat. Isn't that fun? All right, now let's put this down here. This one, but yeah, cool. Now I can see stuff, so I don't miss it anymore. All right, pop out chat is going. Let me make sure that is muted so I don't get the reverb going. All right, guys, this is awesome. Thank you, Talking Trash, and I wish I had. I've got to get this stuff. You know what? I'm just gonna do this because I've been embarrassed when Steve Gosney's shown up. But
oh, the expert's here, man. The expert is cool. My new buddy, he's cool.
Thank you, Talking Trash. I don't know why that's why you got. You know why? Because I saw Steve Gosney and I was like, oh gosh, I gotta remember not to play that because I'd be kind of embarrassed. You can't keep me up all night anymore. I've become a day walker. That's not good. I'm so sorry about that. Hey Deb, how are you doing? All right, so let's see here. How to do this? Well, first of all, let's get my face out of there. And then, and guys, I've never done one of these. Well, excuse me. I Jessica Reloaded does something similar. And I have done like the reading of like what people are thinking because Reddit is so far away from what YouTube is. It's funny how the audience over there is so different. By the way, I have a Reddit if you guys are interested. It's at what is it? It's r/the_expert. And all these things are, if anything ever happens, I need to find a central location we can get back together. Probably be at locals. That's beginning to look more and more like it. But anyway, guys, so I saw this and I was like, well, this could be very interesting. This happened 2 years ago. This is the CEO, the founder, the creator, the pilot of this ship. What does he have? Let's see in retrospect what it looks like. Hindsight's 2020. I thought you guys might enjoy this. If you don't, let me know, and I don't know what I'll do. I'll try to make you happy. All right, did I make it larger? Did it get bigger? I think so. I hate that over there on the right, though. I hate all this. Can you guys see my cursor? I hate this. I want to expand this out. All right, I'm Stockton Rush, CEO, founder, and chief submersible pilot of OceanGate, and we are diving on the RMS Titanic in 2021. Ask me anything. Here to talk about the 2021 Titanic survey expedition beginning in 2021. We'll begin a series of week-long missions to the wreck of the RMS Titanic. Given the massive scale of the wreck and the debris field, multiple missions performed over several years will be required to document the wreckage fully. I saw something today. I think they have all that wreckage documented. So he didn't have to do this. Throughout the annual survey, dive teams will collect images, video, laser scans, and sonar data to provide an objective baseline of the current condition of the wreck. This baseline will be used to assess the rate of decay over time and help to document and preserve the historic maritime site. They've already done that, and that's what this. I've got the YouTube is like after you watch something, the next thing comes on, next thing comes on. If you have it, like you watch on like I watch on Apple TV. It I woke up to that. Why did those cool new 3D scans? Oh, oh, wait a second. So you're saying that OceanGate did those? I haven't seen them. Well, I'm glad they got those accomplished. All right, first question here, and I scanned through here. Look, this isn't many questions. Those are all the answers. You know, okay, and I'll jump over the boring ones. Let's see. Let's get this thing going. What is your personal experience with dives? Do you have any interesting stories? Hey, tell you, but that's two questions in one. What makes your work unique compared to what has come before? We're the first company to try to make the Titanic dive self-sustaining, so the latest research tools can be employed on an annual basis. When Russia needed dollars, there were several expeditions similar to ours, but the subs were old, small, yet heavy, and the ship huge and expensive. We have sought to create a sub and support systems that are scalable, comfortable, and versatile with enough room to also make it economically viable. So Russia did dives like this. I didn't realize that. I've done a few hundred sub dives, and they're all amazing as we've seen something new on each dive. My favorite are on new wrecks, like the Hellcat fighter we found off of Miami. We had no idea what the sonar smudge was until I got within sonar range, 30 meters. Tweetybot, what is 30 meters in feet? And saw it was a World War II fighter. How will it feel to see the famous ship? Well, I mean, that is so subjective. I'll have to answer that in July. It always is always amazing to see a new wreck, blah, blah, blah. Ah, yeah, it makes sense. But do you think you could answer that after you've been there? We'll definitely be asking Stockton and the OceanGate team to come back to do another AMA. How does one become a subdiver? Who's funding? Boy, this is like 25 questions. How long are the dives? What are the oceanic conditions, limitations, and to operations? This is the one I want to know about right here. All right. We prefer the term pilot, but driver is fine. Apply for a job. Having demonstrated marine experience, being a scuba diver, and showing the right personality are key high characteristics we look for. Scuba diver. Do you have to be a scuba diver to pilot a submarine? Prior submersible experience is not required, as we have an extensive training program and a number of subs used for training. But it helps if you make your own. If you could bring that to the interview, that'd be great. OceanGate gets most of its funding from private investors who see the potential of deep ocean exploration and access for tourists, commercial and military projects. Our Titanic expeditions are specifically funded by participating mission specialists, supplemented by some funding from sponsors and media companies. You stay on station for 6 weeks. What does that mean? We have launched and retrieved Titan in sea state 5, approximately 5+ foot seas. We will not conduct operations if the winds exceed 25 knots. It's 2.5 hours down, 3 to 5 hours on the wreck, and 2.5 hours up. 4,000 meters. Yeah, I trust it. This is a bread and butter one right here. I especially trust our extensive testing and real-time acoustic and strain monitoring system. Yeah, how do you trust it now? We can detect any anomaly well before we reach a critical pressure. We know of no other sub that is so well instrumented. So, oh, I didn't mean to leave Kaiser's thing up. Sorry about that. So guys, what do you think about that one? We can detect any anomaly well before we reach a critical pressure. We know of no other sub that is so well instrumented. Oh, listeners back. Awesome. So, I don't know, Tweety. I got the food, the Google foo. That's how I found it. No, I use Yahoo. I really did. I don't know. I didn't even know there was a Reddit. Um, he lied big time. Do you really think? Let me ask you. Do you think he intentionally misrepresented himself in the sub, or do you think he was oblivious to it? I do not know. Yeah, two home computers and a Logitech game controller does not make a well instrumented submarine. Oh, the island of denial is filling up with residents. Will somebody remember that one for me? The island of denial is filling up with residents. I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys are so great. This is, yeah. I was not feeling good. You guys know that. I always say that all the time. I'm like, God, I'm always down. Isn't that a bad thing? I'm not a down person. I gotta get the weirdness out of my life. You know what's happened to me personally is I've started to not like challenges. I gotta shake that off. Challenges make you as a person. They make you as a man. I enjoy challenges. It's just something else to do. What I'd be doing if I wasn't being challenged all the time? Sit around playing Parcheesi? We know that's not true. I don't know what Parcheesi is, but I always heard it. All right. The interior of the sub remains at one atmosphere throughout the duration of the dive. I don't know what one atmosphere means. Tweetybot, what is one atmosphere? As Titan has only, and by the way, Tweety, I do love that. I was like, man, I cannot wait to do this with Tweety because you're so good at this. As Titan has only a low bandwidth connection to the surface, running a fiber to the surface is a possibility, but we will save that for our second year. We'll do regular video updates, but the cost of full time live video is prohibitive right now. This next question from Mean Seaworthiness. Are expeditions dives similar to the James Cameron dives possible at this point? It would be great to get similar footage at higher quality resolution. Yes, the Cameron dives had HD quality cameras and lower definition on the ROVs. We will have 4K and then 8K as well as low light and other new technologies. So we hope to get excellent picture and video over the coming years. Penetrating deep into the wreck with ROVs like Jim did is not likely in the near term. ROV was that's the robot vehicle, whatever. See here, low bodies. Do you have any plans to bring artifacts up from the site? What kind of discussions do you have to decide whether or not you'd be retrieving artifacts? OceanGate does not salvage artifacts. There are enough opportunities to document and take mission specialists to shipwrecks that we have chosen not to do salvage. If you find a valuable shipwreck and try to salvage it, you have likely just brought years of legal challenges. That is not something I desire. This is true. This is very true. So, what is it? It's like somebody found like a treasure chest, like like a pirate ship full of gold, and this is a few years ago. I remember this case. They pulled it up, and is it Lloyd's of London, the insurance company? They filed claim against the people, because like 100 and some years ago, they had written the insurance policy and paid out for the loss of the gold. And so they're like, it's ours. Like we bought it. And yeah, it was a big legal thing. So remember that if you're walking along the beach and you find priceless gold coins, just melt them down and sell them for face value. Uh, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I am 100% for salvaging artifacts, but totally understand that decision. Sounds like a legal and PR nightmare. What is there still to learn mainly from the wreck at this stage? That's a good question. The ship decay rate. I don't know if anybody cares. The new marine species, hundreds have already been documented specific to the Titanic. There's hundreds of new marine species specific to the Titanic. That's what gets me about all this stuff. I mean, you know, all these people, they predict this stuff from the flu season to the weather in 10 years. I'm sitting here going, we don't know how many critters are running around the earth. Oh, hey, will the pandemic affect these missions? Will this footage be made available to the public uncut? There has never been raw footage of the wreck released outside of documentaries, which offer two brief clips and lots of talking heads. I'd love to watch hours of HD footage of the wreck. All right, we hope not. We plan to start some carefully screened local dives next month near Seattle. We are closely watching the private jet market, which has a similar client base and issues with confined spaces. We assume that by next year there will be either reliable testing with immediate results, a vaccine, and/or some consensus about small group confined travel. OceanGate is committed to making our data available for non-commercial use. Our researchers will only be able to withhold their data for a short time following the expedition. In contrast, many prior expeditions have yet to issue their reports or publish data. So my interest stems, where's this one from? From a business perspective, in order to have more exploration of the oceans, we need to have more funding, and the Titanic is one of the few sites that has shown that people will pay to visit it. By having our mission specialists underwrite the expedition, we can collect more data than if we had to go to one-off film or government funding sources, as has been done in the past. Hopefully, in years to come, the many other great wonders like hydrothermal vents will also draw enough interest for OceanGate to run expeditions to those sites. Hey, Dragon Man, how are you doing? Robin, what's happening? Let's see here. Oh, when they pulled up I can't pull up Tweety's comment, but when they pulled up the Titan wreckage, its window was missing and the glued cap was fully intact. Yeah, it's opposite of everything they said, right? Yeah, hey, happy Thursday to you, Dragon Man. It is glorious. Usually when you can get to this time on Thursday. Let's see here. The location, whatever 380 nm out in the ocean is. The depth currents are clearly challenging. Unique to the Titanic is the political. No, guys, remember a second. This is the guy that just passed away. This is the guy that owned this. This is the guy that had a dream and he brought it to fruition. And then he passed away by living his dream. And here we are reading the words where the guy comes into something silly like Reddit and talks to strangers. And he's excited about this. This guy was, I don't know. I want to say he was cool, but I don't know much about him. This is cool. The AMA is cool. Sierra, a suspect which has been litigated, disturbing the wreck, and just document a subject which has been litigated and approved in the past. There's some people and groups that are intent on stopping any visits to the site unless they are involved. This is a unique dimension, not as prominent with other shipwrecks. Um, every dive location has unique challenges, while the controversy keeps things in the news is just one more hurdle to overcome. If you could visit any other shipwreck or maritime archaeological site, what would it be and why? I would like to visit some of the wrecks in the Black Sea as they are almost perfectly preserved, and many are thousands of years old. Unfortunately, ancient wrecks in the open sea tend to be piles of cargo as the wood gets eaten, but not in the Black Sea. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. How long till the wreckage is irretrievable and gone? That is one of the questions we hope to answer. There are educated guesses all over the map, but the consensus. I left my. Didn't turn my focus on. Somebody just went down the street, and the cameras are dinging in my ears. Has any sea life inhabited the Titanic? I would love. He said yes. There's a population of mermaids. Yes, hundreds of unique species, mostly microbial, have been discovered on past expeditions. I also add that Park Stevenson, who was present during the dives last year, specifically noted how alive Titanic felt in comparison to a previous dive almost 10 years prior. Let's see here. OceanGate is committed to making our data available for non commercial use. This almost seems like a canned response. It is. And that's the exact same thing you just said a second ago. The debris field is 5 nm square, whatever that means. Nautical miles, I guess. I don't know what a nautical mile is. Hey, not sure. How are you doing? What I do? A little late to respond. Anyone news? How are you? Sorry, guys. I'm not looking at the chat while I read this. So every once in a while, I come back in here and uh, say hello. Maybe he needed to disappear. Yeah, you know what's funny? Not sure. That's I said that, and then I got berated for that. So this is where the personal belongings or remains of those who perished lie. Through bodies, the bodies have long since been consumed by the ocean. Oh, hey, look at this. What kind of experts are you bringing with you, and how much do they help dictate the scheduled route of the dive? Well, I'll tell you what, one expert they taken with them would have been like, nah, man, you guys are crazy. I ain't getting that tin can. We will have researchers with us with areas of expertise from deep marine biology to general nautical archaeology to Titanic specific subjects. I'm an expert in Titanic specific subjects. Do you see the comedy writes itself? These objectives will be designed to take between 1 to 2 hours. The dive team, researcher, pilot, and 3 mission specialists will then be able to plan for how long they will collect data, and when they do, and then what they do with the rest of the dive time. While researcher input will play into dive experience decisions, they will not be the dive leader. The pilot will fill that role. This Ask Me Anything has ended. Told you guys it wasn't long. So, yep, there you go. It's Stockton Rush. He was all excited. He's like, man, if my kindergarten teacher could see me now. So, what do you guys think? Not sure. I said that my thing is that you gotta look to see what the look to see if he had a insurance policy. You know, it's always seemed like those guys they get people like this get in financial trouble very easily. And unfortunately, sometimes they make the wrong choices. Noah, how are you doing? Um, you were thinking that Stockton wasn't on there, but he needs some serious disguises. Yeah, well, maybe he was like the movie Face Off. I don't know. Hey, Keith Gregory, how are you? Just going through saying, make sure I say hi to you guys, man. I really do appreciate y'all being here. Uh, so that's it, man. That's I found that out today. I was like, oh wow, what an interesting thing. He had a AMA. I haven't seen anybody else put this up yet. So, what do you guys think about those big chunks of the sub coming out of the water? I mean, we went from, oh, there's nothing left, forget about it, to, oh, yeah, well, we could about put the thing back together. Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's just yeah, I did notice that. I did notice that. What did they do? Did they seal it with silicone? Um, that's the only way to get burned is play with fire. Yeah, it's oh, I was trying to figure out what you were talking about here. Those chucks. Uh, but anyway, these guys are running rampant these days. Just Don, how are you doing? Structural integrity. Uh, yes, it wasn't there. DJ Lewis, how are you doing? I just popped in because you put Rush in the title. How are you? That's awesome, DJ. Doing fine, doing all right, man. Missed you, missed you. I've not had a chance to get over there to see Monty. I need to. I miss that guy. He oh, I bet he's. I wonder if he's talked about this whole sub thing. Oh, it's just it's funny. Everything's so great. So this thing, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what is unsettling to me about it, but I feel unsettled, and I don't know what it is. Um, yeah, I just I don't know. I'm kind of at a. I can't formulate my words. Does that make sense? Um, oh, I just lost my screen because I started something. All right, there we are. And then also, let's see here. What else? I saw this. I saw that thing. Those chunks were huge that came out of there. I mean, everything they've said now. This is the problem. Maybe this is the problem that. Remember, we used to complain, or it used to be like, "Do you hear that?" I was playing with it. Yeah, this is what. Golly, man, not sure is on top of it. That's what I was gonna say. Um, it's nothing appears as it's to be. Yeah, nothing appears. Nothing is as it appears to be. Gosh, I can't read anymore. I think maybe I'm. I'm not gonna say that's bad luck. Anyway, I think if the media dismisses, it kind of hurts the families. It's good they're addressing it, even though it's difficult to discuss. The Titan made 13 trips to the Titanic. Wow. Something seems off about the whole thing. Like there's something missing. We're missing a chunk of information that we'll never have. True. And that's what I was gonna say. So, like, you know how it used to always be like the 24-hour news system. Everybody's like, "Oh, we have 24-hour news now," so they're always looking for something. It's always, we overanalyze everything, and sometimes things are just there, or they don't know how to complete a full um, uh, show or something like that. And then now we have, well, I mean, look at this, super snoopers. Perfect timing on this one, having this up. So it's like now we're looking at, we're analyzing it. We have better software on our home computers than what the media companies have. And I don't know, it's just it seems weird. We don't trust anything. And I think, is that good or is that bad? You go back because I noticed Robin's avatar, and it reminds me of what she said. The main thing I always remember is that people did perish. There are families out there that are hurting, and nothing can change that. What I like to talk about is the anomalies. I like to talk about how, oh, the Coast Guard comes in and it's like, has anybody even asked why the Coast Guard was there? It doesn't, like, the Coast Guard comes in, but then they go back to Canada. And why is the United States paying for it? I don't understand that. There's a lot of weird stuff. Let's see here. They imploded the exact way a 1999 carbon fiber alpine ski that eliminates under freezing cold pressure. Um, yes, President of the United States, 2024. Yes, Rabbit. The banging was an anomaly. Why was that so? It's like, oh, we hear banging and it's every 30 minutes. And then now it's just a sea anomaly. I mean, does that not? There is so much we don't know. I think that's what I like about stories like this. It brings to a head what we don't know. And I think it's just really neat to accept that. To, I'm in no way sitting here thinking like I have all the answers. Um, Hang on a second. I'm looking at something real quick. I can't do two things at once. You guys know that. Oh, I can do though? I can type. Well, I can't type at the same time. All right, here we go. Sorry. Oh, Melissa Jane, how are you doing? Speaking of anomalies. Oh, it's Friday night. She's made it. She has made it to the weekend. That's the good part. She's lucky on Friday Night Live. It's Saturday morning. So she gets rid of us idiots and gets to go have a good time. I was looking at the timing of things I was looking at the timing when things are unusual. That's a good thing. Not sure. That's a really good thing. And it was like right before this happened, we had aliens. That was a big deal. We had Congress. Matter of fact, I think it was today. Congress is having secret meetings about aliens again. I don't know. It seems like everything's a distraction. Hang on a second, guys. I'm trying to do something and it's not working. All right, there we go. I think. Nope, it doesn't. Hang on a second. Let me give me 1 second. All right. I still have my mic on. I just can't. What the heck? Oh man. I did. I gotta go across the room. I touched the tip. Sorry, guys. God, everything I do is backwards. Everything I do is backwards. But you know something I did that was right? I saw this guy and got him on here. How you doing, Kaiser?
Not bad. How y'all doing?
I'm behind again. I got to put these ear thingies in. I still don't have it fixed right, man. Everything I'm doing today, man, is you ever have one of those days where you're like, why are you doing this? What's happening?
What am I doing? Why am I here? And whose pants are these?
I don't wear pants, man. That's the whole thing about being here. You got to take your pants off. So
Well, okay.
Kaiser,
I'm dressed appropriately.
awesome. Kaiser, I wanted you on for a reason. Okay.
Okay.
What? Not only because you're cool, but because you've been saying a lot of stuff lately, and that I wanted to expand on. And then when you were talking about the Titanic and having all the 3D imaging and stuff, I was like, all right, this guy he knows everything I wish I did. And I'm glad you came here. So because I saw something about that today about and I thought it was James Cameron they were talking about.
So I don't know if it was specifically. I mean, I don't know if OceanGate had anything to do with it, but I was just mentioning that those were available. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, like let's see here. Wait a second. As long as you know everything, you know is a lie. You learn that where you're taught. Those are the lies. Yes. Um. Gosh, man, I'm. It's like my brain's not here. I got frizzled a little bit before the show started, and now I'm trying to like get back into the hang of it. Seems weird, man. I really seem off. Okay,
Yeah.
so but so yeah, they had. I didn't know any of this stuff, and like I was watching this thing, and when I say watching it, like I woke up and this was on, and they were like examining a hat they had pulled up from down there, like a woman's hat, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
it just got me. I'm like, are you interested in the Titanic like some people are?
Oh, I love undersea like wrecks and that kind of stuff. I mean, actually, the Titanic to me is actually far less interesting than something like the Edmund Fitzgerald. But I do love, before I got into, the UFOs and stuff. Yeah, the undersea mysteries were always kind of my thing.
No, the Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't that a song?
It was a song based on an actual true story that happened, like an actual event that
Oh,
took
yeah, the
place.
Great Lakes. I had to look that up. I was like, wait a second,
Yep.
that's a song. That's how bad my hey Daisy girl, how are you doing? That's how off I am. What happened with the Edmund Fitzgerald? What interests you in that?
Well, I mean, even to this day, we really don't know entirely how she sank. And none of her crew were ever recovered. They all went down with the ship, which the mystery of that one, I mean, is a lot more interesting because, I mean, we just don't know. We can surmise all we want to, but some of the prevailing theories are actually kind of interesting on it. But what we do know about the ship is that she was an ore carrying vessel. She made trips across the Great Lakes carrying iron ore to the foundries in and around the Rust Belt up there in the northern ports. Anyway, some of the other ships of her type and class were kind of known for having leaky hatches on their cargo holds. And so it was an issue that was kind of known. Now, how much did it leak? Do we know? Not really. And there's varying theories that, any kind of, I mean, because there's a lot of guys that actually went on those ships for decades. And, they were like, yeah, they leaked a little bit, but there's never enough to, actually sink a ship. One of the interesting prevailing theories is that she struck a reef underground or underwater while she was on her way because she suddenly started to, I mean, they didn't have a way of checking or verifying that they were taking on water in the hold. All they knew is that there was a cabling that snapped on the deck, like on the
Yeah.
actual, on the railing. And they were like, "Hey, wait a minute, that's not supposed to happen. The only way that could happen is if it like gets tension or pressure from another direction." That's kind of one prevailing theory because it was now the only reason we know about that was because the captain, Captain McSorley, kept in radio contact with the Arthur C. Anderson, which was the sister ship to the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is actually still on the lakes today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the Arthur C. Anderson and the Fitzgerald, they were actually on the same route. They were headed back across the lakes toward Detroit. And what ended up happening was that they all got caught in basically a November storm. It was a freak November storm. Gales.
That's
blew
what
up out of
Keith
nowhere.
Gregory said. Remember the movie Perfect Storm?
That was off the eastern seaboard. That was actually at the Andrea Gale. That's another interesting one. But yeah,
Was
similar
that based on a
situation.
true story?
Yes, it was. Andrea Gale was a true ship.
What got you into all these ships?
It's a lot of the mystery of just like, we don't know how these things actually happened. But it's also just, I think the first time I ever actually, and I have to give the Titanic some credit here. I think the first time I ever saw underwater pictures of the Titanic, it kind of was just like, it's just this ghostly image of this bow that comes out of nowhere. And I don't know, just something about that just kind of, I guess, tripped that little weird twinge in me. I'm sorry, I'm still getting over a really nasty cold, so if I sound
I'm
terrible.
sorry about that. Yeah, that's what, I think like 2 weeks ago, I finally got over my sinus infection. And it was horrible.
The sinus
It's
is
weird
done, but now my lungs are all screwed up. I mean, I've been having trouble breathing and stuff like that.
What's this thing? God, I just saw some laying around here. What's that stupid stuff? The expectorant stuff? Anyway, sorry.
If you happen to know a good expectorant, I have to be careful because dextromethorphan, which is the active ingredient in most expectorants these days, makes me feel like I want to die.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Mucinex is what I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah, Mucinex, yeah. Yeah, Mucinex, they make 3 different kinds. They make Mucinex, which is guaifenesin, is the active ingredient. And then they have Mucinex DM, which is the dextromethorphan, which makes me want to die.
Okay.
The guaifenesin doesn't really do anything for me. I've tried it for years, and it never really does anything. I just found out about the Mucinex D, which apparently is one of those kind of over-the-counter drugs that you need a driver's license and can only buy 1 box of it at a time.
That's crazy.
I'm probably going to pick some of that up tomorrow just to see if it does anything for me.
Yeah, when I went to the doctor, they were like, "Oh, your blood pressure's up," and I was like, "Well, I've been taking Mucinex. That's not like what I've been on and stuff." And I was like, "Mucinex," like, "Oh, well, that could raise your blood pressure." And then I don't know. They want me to do blood test and stress test, and I was like, blood test came back great, and so my wife gets mad every time it comes back great because she's like, "You eat awful," and I'm like, "Yeah, baby, but it's that good Teutonic lineage." Justin Franks, how are you doing? The USS Liberty is what the chat's talking about. USS Liberty was when Israel attacked an unarmed ship on a scientific mission, and it was between the Titanic and the Titan sub. That area, do you know about that?
No, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I've never.
Yep, thank you.
Boy, right when I saw Texas Jen said Mucinex, and I pulled that up, it sounded like someone blew their nose. I was like, nobody's over here. So
I hit my mute button so that way I didn't make a noise.
No, it's not you. Anything with D, you have to sign a pledge you won't make meth with it.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate
I didn't know
thing.
meth is where that was going. But anyway. Levy, here I come to save the day. Awesome.
Nice.
So your Liberty was in the late 60s. So see, like, this is awesome. I think he is saying time-wise it happened. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you, Justin Franks. Yeah, so the USS Liberty. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I honestly, the number of like maritime wrecks that I'm really intimately familiar with is actually pretty low. I mean, mainly it's
Well, there's
just
so many. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
if you know of one, you know more, an
you can
infinite
pick
number higher
one.
than I do.
Yeah, you can pick
Yeah.
one and study it for a lifetime. I mean, Titanic is a perfect example, but I mean, yeah, also the Fitzgerald. I mean, there's others out there, but I mean,
Wasn't
yeah,
the Titanic? Didn't they say it was the
was
unsinkable? Is that
yeah,
right?
they called it the Unsinkable because it was one of the first to actually include the watertight doors. Only problem is they didn't include them high enough. Yeah,
And they also, so that's, yeah. Well, when it snaps in two, that's not a good thing.
actually, from I think from what I've been one of my buddies who was actually a big Titanic. He's far more of an expert on the Titanic than I am. He and I did like a 4 hour stream together one time, like
Oh wow.
debunking conspiracy theories about the Titanic. And I mean, I just said, you know what? I've heard all these conspiracy theories. Tell me what you know, and we'll see if any of them hold water. And it was actually kind of funny just to see how many of them I was like ticking off over the course of the night, just like, yep, that one's out. I don't believe that one anymore. Because he's bringing receipts and photos and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, okay.
You know, I saw a thing recently about the Titanic, and it was like if they hadn't tried to dodge the iceberg, it might not have sunk.
Yeah, they might have actually, it might have hit harder. You might have had a bit more damage to the bow. But, like, honestly, that wouldn't have sunk the ship. It was, yeah, the fact that it went alongside it, and yeah,
It just kind of tore it open like a tin can.
it was a lot of little holes that sunk it, not like one big hole.
See, I know nothing, man. Now you got me interested in all this stuff. There's a guy. I
Well, not
always
the,
forget his name. His channel. He does a Google Earth of
yeah.
historic things, and he did one of the Titanic, and that one was extremely interesting. From like where it took off to where it came back, and I saw something also about like after the survivors came back, like the aftermath of it, like where the shipping companies they had their meetings and everything else, and it's trying to figure out like what happened and who to blame, and it was
Oh, yeah, the legal battle was after the sinking was insane.
yeah, it was that was I don't know, it's just it was really cool the whole thing. But yeah, the legal battle was insane. But it was just like everything we saw. I'm saying this like you
Yep.
saw it. I'm sorry, but like it was like they had pictures and they compared it to like today, and it's just like it's so weird thinking about like it was such a big deal at that time, and then here it's nothing. Are you familiar with the Scopes monkey
No, I'm not.
trials or trial whatever? It was in Tennessee. It was about teaching Darwinism versus creationism in schools.
Okay.
And it took place, it was a big trial. It's like the trial of the century, right? And it took place in a little small town in Tennessee. I drove right past the courthouse. I have talked to people that's like, they're either like their grandparents were in town and stuff, I heard all that stuff. You think I went in the courthouse and sat down in the courtroom? No. It
Yeah.
just, I don't know, stuff like that just amazed me. It's like seeing that stuff then and seeing it now, and then here I was, I had opportunity of like something great, and I suck.
Yep.
Well, hey, listen, man, what else is happening? What's happening over in your channel? What's the latest going down? I know you do a lot of. Dare we say the c word on the tubes? The it has to do with a conspire.
Conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got a lot of the alien stuff. That was fun. I hope the alien stuff comes back. So,
Oh yeah, I'm actually the funny thing about that whole situation was that I thought up this idea and I'm like, I keep talking about UFOs and I keep having the issue of having to go back and re-explain everything. And I'm like, wait a minute. What I need to do is start from the beginning, do like a series of like episodes that are just kind of like what I call the UFO primer series. and folks can go back, listen to them, watch them, and kind of get caught up on kind of what I know about the phenomenon and whatnot. And that way, so I started it, and then right after I started it, that's when the remodeling project happened. So there's only one episode right now. And then Las Vegas happened, David Grush happened, the McGuire letter happened.
What's the McGuire letter?
That is the Canadian MP who wrote a letter, and I actually do have a legit copy of it, to the Canadian Minister of Defense, basically saying, hey, the U.S. is going to be coming out with a bunch of disclosures here soon, basically letting everybody know that, we've been helping them with crash retrieval, reverse engineering, and a bunch of things on actual material and craft.
So actual Independence Day stuff.
Yeah, they're like, it's not going to look good on us whenever that information comes out, so we might want to get ahead of this. And so, some of the really interesting things that get mentioned in here. So they mention the Five Eyes Foreign Material Program. So FMP, or Foreign Material Program, is kind of a classy way of bringing up, like crash retrieval, basically. And Five Eyes is very interesting that they brought that up, because it's something that very few people know about.
Yeah, it's it's 5 governments have agreed to share all the information they have about you on the internet.
It's the United States and its 4 closest allies. So it's the United States, the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of have three different levels. You have 5 Eyes, 9 Eyes, and 12 Eyes. 5 Eyes is the smallest, and it's the most advanced. And that's kind of where we're at. But basically this letter got released unclassified, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And they kind of went back after the fact and went, oops, maybe that should have been classified. But I don't ask how I got my hands on a copy, because it's really dumb. Just digging around through Twitter one day, and boom, there it was.
That's awesome. Yeah, I clicked a link for it, and it took me over to the AI, the Bing AI. I was like, oh, well, there you go.
If you want a copy of it, let me actually grab my Twitter here, and I'll just drop it in the private chat for you.
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you.
Oh, man, I got the receipts. I always keep them by.
Dude, you're good at this stuff. See, I'm just a goofball. I'm an entertainer. I make fun of things. I don't have a depth or a breadth about me. I'm very shallow.
I always tell folks that I'm an investigative entertainer.
That's awesome. Instead of investigative journalist, I like that. So
there you go.
Thanks, man. So here's my thing. Was like the UFO stuff. The government is saying that they're real now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is like getting pitchforks and lighting torches. They're just like, okay.
Well, I mean,
are we at the point where people are just going, oh, good, I'm glad they're real. So that way, because it's better than what we got.
Well, I mean, honestly, credit to the human race as usual for being completely unimpressed by the absolutely just most groundbreaking and incredible story to ever of our lives, of our entire species. And what's even more fascinating is that our entire world, our entire perception, everything that we know changed on December 16th of 2018, and nobody noticed.
No, I remember that, and I was like, wait a second, is this real? Like, it's one of those, like, I'm looking around the room going, is this happening right now? Like, nobody cares? And I was like, no, they don't. And I was like, oh, well, that's just like, it was the weirdest thing. Of course, I like post-apocalyptic movies, and I love like alien stuff. When I say alien stuff, let's just go with aliens. I love the movie Aliens. I love the movie Predator. Any of
Actually
these.
watched those the other day.
You what?
I actually went back and watched the Predator movies the other day.
Oh, that's awesome. I like Predator 2.
Yes, it is underrated. It's not as good as the
Thank you.
first one. It is not as good as the first, but it is
Well, you
a
know what? You
good
take the
Predator
first one and
movie.
put it separate. And you
Yeah.
could start with number 2 and all the other stuff that they put together. Because I don't know, I kind of like Prey, which has a shout out to number 2. But
Yep, the pistol.
yes, yes, and it was so cool though. Predator 2 is so great, and everybody. I don't know why people that haven't seen it, they say, "Oh, that's awful." It's like it really is good. You got to watch it. But yeah, you watched all the Predators the other day. You said.
I watched 1 and 2. I don't really count Predators. That one's okay, but I still don't really count it. And then I have never seen like the Predator from 2018. I just kind of like no.
Is that what came out a couple of years ago? Right?
Yeah.
Was that the last one?
That was
Dude,
the
I
one with
watched that.
Olivia Munn and all that.
Yeah, I watched it on HBO. And I was sitting there and I was like, did I miss something? And I rewound and I was like, no, wait a second here. I still can't figure out how did you get from this to that, the storyline. It was horrible. It
And
was
the
just
funny
horrible.
thing is, the craziest part is it was written by the same guy as the original Predator, Shane Black.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a movie for you then. Species.
Ooh, that's a classic one.
Dude, that is one that is not talked about much, and it's so Predator-ish
It's really weird though.
in
Yeah.
a good way. In Natasha Henstridge way. Boy, she went downhill.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like who's that chick? Angie Everhart. But anyway, yeah, dude, Species though, man, that was a great movie. I thought very. Who's the guy that's in there? Well, you got the guy that played Gandhi. What's his name? He was in Iron Man 3. He was the Mandalorian or whatever. Mandarin. He's the Mandarin.
Real quick there. So Super Snoopers was asking a question. So December 16th, 2018, are you talking about North Korea? No. December 16th, 2018 was the date that the New York Times released the actual first story actually saying that, yeah, UFOs are real. The Pentagon declassified it and actually showed 3 videos that were shot from U.S. military jets, including the Go Fast, the Tic Tac, and the gimbal footage. The gimbal footage, I still say, is the most incredibly compelling of all of them because it validates Bob Lazar's story so well.
By the way, it's Ben Kingsley. I looked over here. Rabbit's all right. Is Species on Amazon Prime? That looks like they want to do a Sunday night movie.
I think I just saw it on HBO Max recently.
Oh, was it? Man,
I think
wish
I
I
saw
could.
it there.
I wish I could do watch parties with HBO. That's
That would be fun.
that's so good. But we do them with Amazon. Yeah, yeah. So when you're talking about the alien stuff, thing got me was so you see the Nevada, the shooting star or whatever you want to say this. What do you think about that? Do you think
The Las Vegas case?
coincidence? Yeah,
Well, how deep you want to go on that one?
just around the edges.
Okay, well, I'll try and cover the juicy bits. Let's put it that way. So based on the evidence that I've seen so far that I've been able to pull together on my own, not only do I think that it did happen, but yeah, I think it's being covered up. The family
Don't
in
go to your
question, the family in question, they like pretty much cut off all contact. They want their privacy now. It all happens like right after they got visited.
Yeah, by men in black SUVs. Yeah,
Yep.
that was weird. That was really weird. And that's there's a Vegas. Okay, Vegas isn't very far from Area 51, and a
No,
lot of that
it's
stuff.
yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos around there that think they're gonna go storm Area 51?
That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
Oh man, I wish that would have come true, and I wish I could have been there with some popcorn, and a cooler, because I was like, what in the world would? That's just dumb. You're just like, if we all rush them, we're gonna be able to get them. We're gonna save that little green alien guy, Paul or whatever's in there. And
Well, I
like,
mean,
yeah,
we don't even know if they can actually breathe the same atmosphere like in any kind of like long-term capacity anyway. But, just saying.
that's a good point. That's like
If
the
you
movie Signs. I
if you
love the movie
yep.
Signs. And then it was like they said, of course, the naysayers come in and like, well, it's aliens are going to take over a planet that's 70% water and they're allergic to water. And I was like, yeah, but I saw some. There's another movie or something recently, not a new movie, but I like it came across my path, and I was like, wait a second, water was a big deal there too. I can't remember what that is now. Oh well. But yeah, I love all that stuff, and it makes you think. And I'll tell you what, the movie Signs was the first time I ever screamed watching a movie. You know that scene where they're in the little girl's room and she's like, "There's people outside," and he's like, "There's nobody outside," and then he looks out the window and there's that green dude on that rooftop and he moves a little bit. I scream.
Yeah.
I was at home and I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was not
So
cool.
I went ahead and dropped you a little something something there. So there's a if you wanna kind of know, I can tell you I can vouch for the fact that this is cropped from the on my Twitter page. There's like 3 videos. One is the original unedited footage from the Daily Loud on like the family that they shot. The family shot video like these things. Now you really can't see anything in the first 2 videos,
All
but
right,
this
hold
third
on.
one is cropped and super enhanced. It's on a GIF loop, so you can see it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's the one I've got right now, right?
yep, that's the one you've got right now. Is the super focused in GIF
Okay.
loop?
Now I've seen this before. It might have even been on your Twitter.
Yep,
Okay, this one here. So what are we
yep.
looking at here?
Well,
Because I
take a
never
look at it.
saw what everybody says they see.
So if you're looking at the, it's like right there at the center point, you see the 2 large dark areas. Those are eyes. They open, they blink.
Right, like right here in the
Yep,
middle. But
yep.
there's
You see
like a
the
little flash that comes flying out of that.
yeah, that's actually a reflection off of
Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I see that blank.
yeah. You can't fake that.
Oh, wow. I see right there.
And remember how he described him about 9 feet tall, large
Oh,
eyes.
there it is. See, his eyes are closed there and then open. Dude.
Like I said, I've been digging this on this case hard for a while.
Oh, dude.
That's from the Las Vegas incident.
Oh, wow,
And
man.
I mean, I've got the original unedited footage on my Twitter. It's linked from another account, but it is on there. And then there's a little bit more enhanced footage, and then below that is that.
What's your Twitter handle?
It's let me go back to the top here. It is at Kaiser Pineapple. It's Kaizer Pineapple, and that's yeah.
I'm
there's
legit
one.
no filter. All right, hang on. What is it?
Yeah, I dropped it in private chat for you.
Oh, okay. Dude, you're so good at this, man. Like I don't do. See, I've never looking private chat. Like I literally have no idea what's going on in it. Is that not
Super
sad?
Snippers asked a question. Do you think that they reported crash and that backyard was actually a UFO? Yes. And let me let me kind of give you some information as to why I think it was, besides the obvious. So, what's fascinating about this case is that so the two brothers apparently were out repairing their truck, and that was when they heard this thing just rocket in and then boom, like right into the ground. Now, it has been documented on other cases before where it seems like something streaks in out of the atmosphere and then suddenly you hear a thud, like you think, oh my God, a meteor just probably took out half my yard. But then it's like nothing. It's just kind of like a sudden stop. A lot of people kind of equate that to something like supersonic crack, like a bullet out of a gun.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating about that case is that apparently they looked at this thing. And from the eyewitness account, the guy says, I saw the beings. They were standing outside of it. But every time I tried to look at the craft, it was blurry. Like I couldn't focus my eyes on it.
Like Predator.
That's a very fascinating tidbit because it validates how Bob Lazar says that these craft work. So the way Lazar explained it is that they basically create a field of anti-gravity around them, like a gravitational field. Now, if you can do that, if you can generate a field of gravity, you can bend light. And that means that any light, the way Bob described it, if you're underneath the craft and you look up, you cannot see the craft because the light bends around it. So that's very, very potentially what he could have seen. It kind of lends a lot of credence to that, but yeah.
Mind of Monsters. Yeah, I see the video the kid put out. That's what I was just going to
Yes.
say. Like there's one thing to see the video, with the police and everything. Then you see the backyard video, and it's funny. Like when that first started, it didn't become popular till like a month after it happened. And the very first thing I saw was I was like, those two dudes have guns.
Yep.
And you go outside with a gun. There's something out there. You don't know what it is, but you know that it's not good. And then the kid, I like he's in the bathroom or whatever, and given the whole like play by play of it, that's the one that got me because I was like, you don't
Yeah.
have to believe in aliens, but do you think the kid believes what he's saying? And
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. I think he saw something.
Sign crosses with
Now,
gravitational lenses.
we can
Stars
sit
are-
there. We can sit there and
I
talk
love
for
having this smart
days.
chat.
We
Sorry.
can talk for days on what we think it could be potentially, but honestly, we don't know for certain. We have our theories. I've got my own. I think it was a craft from somewhere with occupants from somewhere. The question a lot of folks in the field kind of come to is, are these really extraterrestrial or are these something else interdimensional? I tend to err more on the side of they're interdimensional, or they're possibly even us from another time frame, because the recent breakthroughs in physics and multiverse theory, quantum and mechanics have kind of shed some light on that. I'm sorry if my voice is getting all screwy, but
Oh no, I'm sorry, man. I don't
You're
mean
good.
to leave you talking like that. Well, I'll just say right now. So for me, as a dude that just loves like those type of movies and everything, I have to go with I think it was the signs theory that if they're here to eat us.
yeah,
They're gonna see us as crops, and they're not our friends. And okay, so let's take a look at the other side of the coin of what we've seen ourselves. Uh, Whenever someone lands on shore, they're there to conquer you. They're not. It's not a pleasure cruise. D-Day was not a pleasure cruise. It's so that's what I don't know. And of course, now when I say this, is I like to pretend.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of what I'm saying is pretending and think about how cool. And it's like, man, what would you do? Play out these. I never grew up. I'm still playing GI Joe in my head. Hey, what is real quick? I just saw. I don't want it to disappear. What was TR3B? Have you heard of that?
Not specifically on that one, no.
See, I gotta look up more stuff, man. You know what is a good chat when you have it finished?
Yeah.
And you've got a whole panel full of
New material.
yeah, stuff to look up.
Yes.
Let's see here. Where did this go? Mind the Monsters. He looks like he was genuinely being honest, and the 911 call was on point when he said, "Lady, it done got real." Yeah, that's the thing. My buddy, who's a police officer out there, he was really taken back by the 911 call. He's like, because 911, they're trained for everything. It's just like I don't know. He just for him when he hears the 911 call, well, like I said, it gets real to him. Yeah, string theory. Let's see here. The expert look at the Wikipedia article for Einstein cross is the quasar that if you look at it with a telescope, you see four copies of it. Light is being bent around a galaxy.
Yep.
You guys, that's so far. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out when the Earth became round was a popular fiction.
Yeah.
I love it.
When
That's my 'cause, like birds aren't real. Well, the thing that's fine. People will sit there and go, birds aren't real, and then they'll engage you and talk to you about it. But if you tell people that the Earth is flat, they will freak out and they will call you a nut job and everything else, which I love because if you can't take a joke, if you can't handle it properly, then we're probably not going to have a good conversation. So let's see. What made me believe was the kid is that he stuck to a story no matter
yeah.
what anyone says. He tells the same story every time. He saw what he saw, period.
Yeah.
And a lot of people asked me to reach out to him and see if I could interview him because he was doing interviews with everybody. I would love to, but I don't know how to get a hold of him. He's on TikTok, I
Yeah.
think.
He's completely shut off all of that. Like apparently the
Oh, has
family
he?
doesn't want anything to do with it now. They don't want to talk to anybody.
Good for a thought. Are we a farm planet? Is that why abductors have optics?
So there's some interesting theories behind that. I mean, none of which I have any grounding of science that I can really pin down. Um, I mean, one of the prevailing kind of, if you want to call it anything, call it a conspiracy theory that floats around is that in, I believe, the late 40s, early 50s, I think it was 50s, Eisenhower apparently had a secret meeting with envoys from this supposed galactic federation. I'm not kidding. This actually, people say this. I don't know for certain, but I know that there are enough people that believe it that are actually pretty credible that it makes you kind of raise an eyebrow. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, apparently there was an agreement struck that we exchange they give us some technology in exchange for the ability to experiment on us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not awesome. Actually, it's not awesome. When you start saying that, sorry, I have two thoughts in my head right now. That's why I said it's awesome. One is that when you started saying that, I thought to myself, what if there was like a person like in the movies, the X-Men, was it Beast was a cabinet position for the president. It's like,
Right.
what if there was an alien in a cabinet position, advising, and not just the president, but any country. I don't know. It's just that was weird. And then also, Mind of Monsters. I made a sticker, "Birds aren't real," and thought of you. And that reminded me that and by the way, Grimm's Bar. If you've never caught Grimmy, he is awesome. He's one of those like super thinker type people, and he actually makes my head. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel it tie up. And as I relax, I can start understanding what he was saying. It's the weirdest thing. He is so fast talking and so above my
Yeah.
level. But anyway, Grim is a great guy. You guys checked him out. You need to. But on the Aussie Overlord 24-hour stream, I got to give a shout out to you real quick on that one. So it was like hour 26, something like that. And by the way, Rabbit is here. Iron Rabbit, who was there, his mod all night. It was so fun. And you're on
Yep.
there, and I'm watching you. And I didn't know Ozzy was ending it. And you said, yeah, birds aren't real. And I he hawed, and I hear Tweety. She was on there too with you, wasn't she?
I
And
think
she's
so.
like, birds are real. And that was the last thing. I was like, oh my gosh, the end of Ozzy. He does all this time, 26 hours. And I was like, I don't think anybody else is laughing. Nobody else is getting it like I did. I was dying. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
You
It
guys,
was
you know how to get me.
it was one of those moments where I'm like, let me just say the most conspiratorial, like goofy shit that I could think of off the top of my head. Sorry about my language there, but let me just say the most hilariously conspiratorial thing off the top of my head. I'm like, birds are real.
Oh, it's so great, man. And it's of course I love the birds aren't real guy. You've seen him, right? Peter. I love it. He's like, where else to start this thing than right here in the Paris of the Mid-South, Memphis, Tennessee. And I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh my, because I was born in Memphis. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this dude is so cool. Just having a good time and making everybody upset at the same time. And
Yeah.
I don't know why people get upset over things that are fun, like what we're talking about here. So, here's the thing: either aliens are real or they aren't. But it's fun to talk about this, and you can apply it to anything. We apply it to, a thing I hear about all the time is when Texas ran out of power a few years ago when the ice storms,
Yep.
and it's that apocalyptic thing, and I don't know why I find that fun, because I'm not an apocalypse guy. I don't want that. That'd be very bad.
Yeah. Typically, apocalypse is kind of a bad thing.
Yeah, right. It's in the word. It's in the word itself. Um, See, look what we got here. Birds are real.
I don't dispute that one bit. It was one of those like I
Well,
threw it out there because I thought it was hilarious.
well, Tweety's a glowy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
but it's okay. She's one of the okay ones.
well, that's what a glowy would say is that birds are real. I mean,
But I know birds are real, but are all of them real?
yeah, they're all real spies. They're all. I mean, man, you watch them recharge on the power lines. It's just like your phone. It's crazy, dude. It's like they're right there underneath your. It's like aliens. Um, I had fun for about a day thinking about the fact that James Cameron went down to the Titanic. Built his own sub, just like this dude. Went down to the Titanic, made a movie about it, and then the stuff with the aliens was happening, and James Cameron like also made a movie about underwater aliens.
The abyss.
Yeah, and I was like, man, there's a lot of weird stuff here happening. What is happening with our world right now? Um,
When you
what
think
are we
about it,
doing?
we've only explored less than 1% of our oceans.
I thought about that when going back to the Nevada alien stuff. I was like, we don't know what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's amazing how little we know. We haven't explored the entire world yet. We don't know how much it's raining right now in the world.
Yep.
That was a fact that got me. I was like, wow, man, you don't think about it, like we don't know how much rainfall is happening right now. Oh well.
If you want to really get some interesting, like on the USO, the underwater submerged object idea, there was some really cool footage that came off of the USS Omaha in 2019. There were 3 pieces of really cool footage that came off of that one. So you had about probably a fleet, essentially, of UFOs, pyramid shaped, that were hovering and doing stuff above the USS Omaha. They got it on like regular video. It's just, it looks like red blinking lights in the sky. And then they got another guy out there who had NVGs and put his camera through the NVGs. And you can see these pyramid things just wheeling through the air. It's the weirdest thing. And then apparently in the command center, there was a guy watching one of the thermal cameras, and he literally sees this little spheroid object just track into the shot and just go bloop, into the water.
Oh man,
It's just hovering there, kind of floats along.
I think I saw that when the way you described that. I think I saw that. It was there's something like that in Australia or something, wasn't there? And I know your big
Yeah.
one on Australia is about the landing of the mothership that
The
300
Westall School.
witnesses. Yeah.
Yeah, the Westall School incident in 1966. That's an interesting one. I think the Ariel School in Zimbabwe in 94 is a bit more interesting because it's so recent and the kids are still alive and they all have not changed their story.
That's so wild.
And yeah, the kids claim to have actually had telepathic communication with these entities directly.
Dude, what now? Did you say telepathic?
They didn't speak, but the kids were receiving images in their mind from these beings being in close proximity.
Now, I will say, like, probably about 15, there were a lot of chicks that were putting images in my mind from close proximity.
Yeah. You just airdrop that shit.
Oh my gosh, airdrop it. Yes.
Yeah, you just get a whole bunch of OnlyFans pictures, put it on your airdrop, and you just like walk around. It's like that Pokemon Go or something.
Oh gosh, yes. Let's see the fluid. I messed this up. The fluid breathing thing in the abyss. That's actually a real. We can do that. No way,
Yep.
really?
LCL is actually a real thing, but the problem is that while it does technically work, it still will kill you.
Well, that doesn't sound like it works very well.
Yeah, because the chemical gets into your lungs and you die. Now, I mean, for the purposes of the movie, it works. Oh, Guava just mentioned the best, My Science Project. I love that movie.
What is this?
My Science Project. Dennis Hopper's in it, a whole bunch of others. It's very cheesy kind of 80s movie.
Well, was it made in the 80s?
Yeah.
The Hunters. Plea deal.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's wear out the 4th of July. Sorry, I started playing that. I was like, wait a second. Guava has stuff that he likes. It's always a Washington monument when the redhead intro happens. So I have a lot of redheads over here.
Well, I mean, they do have more fun.
They're a blast. They're a blast.
They fry
Okay,
like
so wait a
bacon
second.
in
I
the
just
sun.
saw that you put this in the private chat. I'm going to pull this up real quick.
Yeah. This
I've
is
not
cool.
seen this.
This is really cool because this was in South America and it behaves and looks very similarly to Vegas.
Okay, let's
But
see.
watch
Can
what's
I read
interesting
that?
about this. This thing enters like a meteor and then suddenly pulls a 90-degree reversal.
All right, there we go. All right, so it comes in.
Allah?
Stops. And then pulls a 180-degree reversal and kind of just goes, whoop.
What?
Allah?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Now let me give you a little context here.
Yeah.
Allah?
Um, if an object like that is re-entering Earth's atmosphere, it's
Yeah.
typically re-entering at about 10 to 15,000
Allah?
miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then for it to stop and then reverse in that amount of time would literally turn any of our best pilots and our
Allah?
best equipment into mush on the back wall. That amount of acceleration and a reversal at that speed, you would liquefy
Allah?
instantly.
Dude, that's crazy to think about, man.
Even more interesting is that there's only one
Allah?
way, theoretically, that you can beat that. You
What's that?
have to be able to have a self-contained bubble of gravity around your craft.
Hence the light, right? The light refraction.
Yep. Also notice that that was the same color when it entered into the atmosphere as the Las Vegas sighting on the police body cam.
Man, you've got me now.
Trust me, if I wanted to go deep, I could go deep. That and more.
Yeah, look at this. So, Justin Frank says, I've been lucky enough to see three really bright meteors in my life, and none of them have changed directions.
Yep. It
I saw,
theoretically is impossible.
yeah,
Yep, not sure actually just nailed it. You're inside an anti-gravity bubble where there is no inertia. The craft does not move through space. The craft moves space around the craft.
now I've heard that before. Isn't that the idea behind warp drive or something?
I mean, the traditional like Gene Roddenberry concept of warp drive is pretty. It's just basically about going faster. Is really all it is. Going faster than the speed of light. Yeah, that was more of something that was in line with Dune.
Oh, so
Oh, that's
not
actually a
to
good
change
question.
subject there, but yeah. Guava once said he has a question for you.
Go ahead and read it.
It's I don't know what movie he wants to know. First of all, let me introduce Guava a little bit. He loves old science fiction. That's one of his. Oh, there you go. You guys are perfect. Yeah, and he likes the I don't know, like he likes the old UFO stuff, like Plan 9 from Outer Space and
Oh,
Santa
that's a
Save
classic.
Christmas for the Martians. I think those are two of his favorite. Um, I'm making that up. He's gonna get me. But anyway, so what is your best movie for UFOs?
It depends on kind of what you're in for. I will give you not one. I will give you two. First one is kind of a lot of folks say it's pretty pedestrian these days. I still think that as a both from a special effects. I mean, I'm a practical special effects guy. I'm a movie guy. This movie hits all of my notes for perfection, and that is Close Encounters of the Third Kind by Steven Spielberg. That is a
You know,
great movie. The second one is a little bit lesser known, but it's based on a true abduction. It's Fire in the Sky from 1993.
I've heard of that.
Travis Walton, The Abduction from 1975. That's a wild one.
Fire in the Sky. Okay, so what do you say, Guava? Are you agreeing? Not agreeing? Oh, I missed this. Look at this. Graham is already the Alcubar drive issue is it gets too hot. See, man, this is when he starts going over the top of my head. He's just way too over the top of my head.
I'm more of a proponent of the Lazar drive theory, which was essentially using this, basically half basketball sized hemisphere that is a reactor containing this element that is in its stable form, apparently can create anti-gravity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Element
it's like
115.
you guys, I'm so lost, man. Here's the thing. This is where I go on gravity. Does it push or does it pull? And is it real even? I mean, it's a law. We got to obey the law. But other than that, does it push or does it pull?
The
Great Dane
thing
Mom
is,
says The Blob is her
that's a
UFO movie.
classic.
Never saw it.
There's like, see, the thing is, there's like 3 Blob movies though. There's like the original from like the early 50s. Then there was another one redid it in like the late 50s, early 60s in color. And then there was the one that was a remake from 1988.
Which one do you like?
Oh, 88 one is.
I love it, man. We have where is Texas Jen? I hope she has her pencil sharp. There's a whole new list of movies. Graball
like-
says,
Movie guy and UFO daddy. Hello.
that's awesome. I love it, man. Thunder Road and the movie Explorers. I don't know what the movie Explorers
Yes,
is.
The Explorers is a great movie. River Phoenix, actually, I think first movie.
Oh yeah, he said something about that. I was like, he was good in Hold the Line or whatever. I was giving Graball a hard time. No, let's see here.
That's Joaquin Phoenix, not River Phoenix.
Oh, Justin, I know. I know. I had to talk about I didn't know the difference. Justin Franks, I didn't know you're new here. Hey, the guy in the live stream, the guy in the chat. Which one's the guy in the chat? I don't know the guy in the chat. The guy in the live stream. Oh yeah, wait a second. Yeah, Kaiser is on. Oh wait a second. I don't have. Do I have names up? Yeah. I do.
No, you dropped it down.
Yeah, there they go. Anyway, Justin Franks. Hey, listen, welcome here. You caught me kind of. It started off as a little bit wobbly tonight. We did want to get through that Titanic stuff, and then Kaiser. I saw him in the chat, and I know that when he mentioned stuff about Titanic and everything being 3D, I was like, I felt like it was a dream because that's what I woke up to was hearing that, and I was like, wait a second. Kaiser, like, did you put that on my my Apple TV? No, it wasn't. It was on my Twitter. What? Not Twitter. What's this thing we're on? YouTube. Lost Continent. I've not seen that one.
That's another one. Contact is a great one though.
See, Grim knows all the stuff about warp drives and speed of light and everything. Hold on, Contact. What was Contact? What was the one that had Hawkeye in it and Lois Lane? That's how well I know actors.
I don't know that one, but
It came out just like a few years ago. See, everything for me gets hazy during the
was
the
that
pandemic.
Interstellar? No.
No, they were talking to the squids.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know the one you're talking about now. Arrival.
Yeah, that. I thought that was pretty good.
I
Did
thought
you not like
Contact
it?
was better. It was okay.
Was Contact with
Jodie Foster,
Jodie Foster and
Matthew McConaughey.
never saw it. And
Great
Matthew
movie.
McConaughey is one of my favorite actors. See, the Germans developed anti-gravity craft in the 1940s. Have you ever seen the Nazis on the moon? What's
I've
that
heard
called?
of that. I mean, Operation High Jump is another one of those fun conspiracy theory rabbit holes to go down to.
Oh no, the Nazis on the moon. That's like an awful movie.
Oh, Iron
on
Sky.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Iron Sky. Yes, everybody knows the name of it. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, it wasn't very good. I thought it had a lot of potential.
It was one of those movies though that it was made to be a bad movie. So I mean, I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have. I love like a lot of those B movies that were made earnestly with the intention of making a good movie and they just fail completely. And it's a B movie with heart. A good example I always point to with that is some of like the Andy Sedaris movies, like Hard Ticket to Hawaii. That's one of that is my all-time favorite of his. And then there was also The Wraith from 1986. Fantastic movie. You got to watch that one of these days on one of your movie night things. The Wraith. That's great.
The Wraith. I know that one sounds familiar.
Charlie Sheen, Nick Cassavetes, and Sherilyn Fenn. So basically, Charlie Sheen, it's a very young Charlie Sheen. You know, basically comes back to life and starts taking revenge against the people that killed him. And he's basically using this new souped up car from the afterlife to kill his enemies.
Oh, that's cool. Now,
That's a
here,
great
Grabble
movie.
saying the best sci-fi movies are, of course, Forbidden Planet and the original The Thing.
Oh, the
Melissa
original.
Jane put Forbidden Planet in, and I thought she was talking about something else. I thought she was talking about something about like, well, like Australia. She's from
Yep.
Australia. Sorry. What's Forbidden Planet? Do you know?
That is a classic. I God, I don't remember all the details on that one, but yeah, I know the name.
Holy cow, Graham. Only thing you ain't getting is that means that they affect each other when matter. I need to after this. I need to go back and screenshot all of Grimm's things that he puts up there, so I can like, now what's he talking about? Because this is way past, and this is how he has casual conversations. I love the guy. He is so far advanced over everybody. And then sometimes he stops and he rethinks what he's thinking, and watching that play out, it's just awesome. Let's see here. We're all on the same team. Yeah, that's the whole key. Kaiser's 100% good people. Yeah, Valhalla. He came in and said you were good people earlier, so you got the goat rating. Uh,
I'm super grateful to everybody that I mean I've come across so far, because I'm not a person who is used to getting any kind of commendation or attaboy or anything like that. I just kind of never get that in my day to day life. So y'all
hold on, you
kind of
don't get what
validate me
now?
in ways.
You hold on. What'd you say? You don't get validation, and
Yeah, it's just
because
kind of
you're awesome, man. Like I'm sitting here going, like I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat, and then I'm getting messages and people are like, "This guy is so cool. Where's he been?" I'm like, "He's Kaiser Pineapple, man. He's
I'm
he's
everywhere.
the Pineapple King." And then oh man, you got another one over here in the private chat. Uh,
Like you, cause you got that something that I need. If I like, so give it to me. Got that. Like you, cause you got that something that I need. If I like, that I need.
no, man, it did not. Kaiser Pineapple knows his obscure sci-fi movies. Much respect. You really have. You've made his night, man. He loves
I
this. He's gonna be
mean,
like,
if you
dude, when are
want
we gonna watch a
obscure
movie?
sci-fi, if you want
Yeah, he
really
loves that.
obscure,
He loves that. So, what is this one?
that's the video. It's the
Oh,
BBC article of the 3D scans of the Titanic.
oh, cool, man. All right, I'm gonna
I
check
meant to
that out.
send that
Hang
to
on.
you earlier and I forgot.
Well, we're right now. If I went back to Titanic after having you
I know.
fulfill, look, I'm looking at this. I didn't know Great Dane Mom was so much into these movies. I didn't know. I didn't know everybody was here. Lex, Forbidden Planet is a classic. Leslie Nielsen and
Oh, that's right.
Robbie the
Leslie
Robot.
Nielsen. That was, yeah, Leslie Nielsen in like his actual like legitimate actor days before he started doing comedy. Yes, I remember now.
Like I've never even heard of this movie before now.
Oh, did you know that speaking of Leslie Nielsen movies, did you know that Airplane is actually a remake of a 1957 movie called Zero Hour?
No.
Yeah. Zero Hour is literally the same movie as Airplane, but no jokes.
Oh
Apparently,
man.
if you listen to like some of the like behind the scenes and stuff, apparently the Zucker brothers, they they saw this movie ironically on an in-flight movie. Oh, thanks Danielle. Love you too.
Didn't you love that? Like, look at her avatar, right? Hot
Yep.
blonde, right? And then he goes, Kaiser is awesome. I've always thought so. And it's like, well, wait a second, where'd this come from? I love this. Dude, man, you're getting, you got fans over here, brother.
Well, hey, I just hit 400 subscribers, so I mean, apparently somebody likes me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, guys. Kaiser's at the top of the chat. Please go over there and support him. He's a great dude. How did we meet? It was it on Aussies
Ozzy. Yep.
with Valhalla, I believe.
Yeah, Ozzy was doing a stream, and I just happened to be like hanging out at my parents' house, and
Oh,
I
that's right.
saw
With
the
the cool
link.
barn.
Yeah, I just popped in the chat and said, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And then Ozzy's like, "Oh, dude, you got to get in here and meet these people." I'm like, "Oh, cool," and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, Valhalla is you know,
Thanks,
he's
Paul.
not real. He's like because what he is he's like the enchanter. He like brings people together, and I've never
I
seen
mean, he's
anything
just
like
so
it.
cool too.
Yeah, he is. He is. You know, I've played games with him, like
Hmm.
3D games, like golf and pool. It's like weird, and of course he's made me look like a chump playing pool real quick. I was like, man, I was doing pretty good till you showed up, dude, with your fancy hair and your fancy shirt. He was wearing a cool shirt. It was like a bunch of skulls.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. All the girls were all digging him. I was like, I mean, he's married. I mean, I am too. But it's like, I'm just messing around with him. So at 17, I was working on getting into the Air Force Academy. I wanted to fly jets and work for NASA. They told me women will never fly. Well, that's only Amelia Earhart.
And that's only because she's at the bottom of the Atlantic somewhere.
That's a weird story. I've always thought there's a conspiracy rabbit hole I went down one time with her,
Yep.
and it's like,
Thanks,
did
Keith.
you try to hide what's going on?
Uh, Keith Gregory just subscribed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, Keith is awesome too. He's a big trivia guy.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I'm not allowed
But
to actually play trivia with other people anymore.
why?
Last time I get, I do not do sports.
Do you not play well as others?
But what I will say is that when I do trivia, I get really competitive.
Oh boy.
I got thrown out of a church. I got thrown out of my church's trivia night.
Well, that happens. The reason why it got me is the White Rabbit is a very competitive person, and she's not fun to play games with. But you ought to come by here, man. When we do trivia, we do it on Tuesday nights, and it's some program my wife found, and she loves it. She does all the questions and everything, and it's fun. It's you can't win 2 weeks in a row, once per month, and yeah, that's it. And
Nice.
it's based on the right answer and who gets it in fastest. And the computer software does all the calculating, so there's no bias in there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look, Mind of Monsters subbed and shared. Mind of
Nice.
Monsters is another one. I have not checked out her channel in a while. I mean, I saw her channel, but I've not checked out see how she's doing it. We need to get if somebody could put her stuff in the chat. I'd greatly appreciate you guys. Tacos, Taco Tuesdays trivia. Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. Guava had another question for you. I saw up here. So, the Atomic Submarine, another great classic. Have you seen that one?
No, I'm not. I'm interested though. Kind of a take on Jules Verne.
Was that 20,000 Leagues?
Yep. It was actually, yeah, Jules Verne described atomic energy powering a submarine in the 1800s.
Jules Verne was a great thinker. Guava Ball says another classic, 2010 to be is better than 2001.
Yes, 2010,
I guess
the
it
year
is
we
to
made
him.
contact.
Do I know?
There's 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then
Yeah.
there's 2010, the year we made contact. They're both movies. Yeah, 2010 is the sequel to 2001.
Did 2010 have Stanley Kubrick?
No.
Is that why it's good?
Kubrick is kind of his own thing. I mean, I think narratively the movie is more, I guess you could say, a bit more straightforward. But yeah, Kubrick just has an eye, a vision that you either get it or you don't, really.
Was there really any director around his time that competed? Like now, directors are a big deal.
Coppola came
It's
close.
like back then. I don't know.
I was like, Coppola came close. But
Coppola though was later than Kubrick, right?
not by much. I mean, they were making movies around the same time. I mean, Coppola was, Apocalypse Now and crap. There's a couple of others off the top, man. I think if I'm, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of. I was gonna say The Exorcist, but then I remember, wait, no, that's
I
William
am
Peter Blatty.
so far behind in chat, dude. I just got a notification. Dude, okay, so you're a rock star, man. And my notification says that Kaiser is what we have needed for a while.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is awesome. And then it's like 100% right after that. I was like, I got to share this. And dude, you are, you're hitting it, man. You got everybody all jazzed up.
Well,
So
I got my movie wall back here I'm working on. So I've got
awesome.
3 posters up now. I've got
Yeah.
Raiders, I've got Back to the Future, and then I've got Ghostbusters down there. Over here, I've got In the Tube, ready to go. I've got Die Hard and Blade Runner. I got a couple more there. Yeah.
Blade Runner was not my favorite.
Did you watch the 2007 final cut?
Tell me why I want to see that.
Narratively, they restructure the movie better. Number one, but also Blade Runner is fascinating for both on my end as kind of like it functions on a lot of levels. So for me, I love Blade Runner's atmosphere. It was really the progenitor of the cyberpunk genre on film, really. I would say
gosh, I
that.
just thought about something.
Then there was also just the aesthetic, the atmosphere that it created was really interesting. They somehow managed to blend the 1930s noir cop drama with, this new cyberpunk kind of atmosphere, and they made it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then, from a technical perspective, because I went into college originally going for special effects.
Really?
And yeah, I ended up actually.
But I bet you wanted to do animatronics.
I wanted to do practical effects.
You wanted to play
Unfortunately,
with
it wasn't in the
explosives.
cards. I mean, if you want to take a look at my shelf up here of some of my my model work, you can see some of the stuff that I've done. But yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. So your love of movies here, is it just the sci-fi genre, or does it expand out?
Oh, it expands out. I mean, I love sci-fi, don't get me wrong. But I
So
also...
you're the Roger Ebert of our time.
Well, I'm about the size of Roger Ebert.
Well, I really liked Roger Ebert. Like later on, I think he kind of became more chill, and he had a different point of view. It was more of I don't know, it was less pretentious.
Yeah, that was always my biggest problem with Ebert, was that he was just always a little too pretentious. Always a little high on the smell of his own farts.
I love it, man. I love it. let's see here. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, fantastic movie. If you are a Walter Pigeon fan and a very young Barbara Eden fan. Well, I mean, Barbara Eden never got old, did she? I like that. Solvent Green is a great movie. I do like it a lot. Okay,
If you're looking,
so do what?
I was gonna say, if you're looking for some good classic movies, especially from the old like black and white genre eras, I know Citizen Kane gets a lot of
Never seen Citizen
accolade,
Kane.
but Citizen Kane is a great movie. I love that movie. Also, 12 Angry Men, best court drama ever made.
Okay.
And there's an if you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, It's a Wonderful Life is a good movie. But I think that
It's a horrible
as
movie.
a director, Frank Capra's best work was Meet John Doe. That's a weird one. I really can't even describe it to you. You need to go watch it. It's on Prime right now for free. But it's called Meet John Doe. It's
What's
from
it about?
1941. So, again, it's really hard to even kind of bring up.
Okay. How about this? I'm going to probably break a lot of hearts here when I say this. So on Sunday nights, I do members only movie night thing. Would you like to come over and introduce a movie
I would
and then
be
hang out with us? You would be you'd be the expert of the movie. I think
I don't know about expert.
I don't know about him either. But there's so many people here who've gotten such great responses of you. I'd love to, doing something like this is awesome. I love fun. I love finding things I haven't seen. Have you seen Harvey? No, I have not.
Oh, classic. Don Knotts.
Okay, sorry. It's funny.
You're fine.
I got a message for a different thing. Yeah. So anyway, I would like to do something with you. I mean, you may not like it. We'll, see how it does. But we're always looking for movies. We did last week was Blazing Saddles.
Classic movie. Love
We
that
did
one.
before that was True Lies.
I was not available to actually watch that with you guys, but I did actually watch that one the same night.
It's amazing in high def, isn't it?
So good.
Did you forget about how good that movie is? It was like the peak best action movie I think made. And it's like, the naysayers like, oh, this or that, that wouldn't be real. That wouldn't happen. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like everything you're talking bad about this, I'm too busy laughing and having fun and feel good to worry about it.
You remember when movies used to be fun and entertaining? Remember how
Back
that
when they
used to
made
be
money.
the goal?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be. I mean, think about it, man. You got the most beautiful people in the world, most beautiful scenery in the world, the most beautiful scenery. You can make it to be anything you want. And you're sitting there going, let's make this about the plight of the three-legged banana slug. It's like, what? You guys, come on, man. Let's look.
Yeah, I absolutely, and I made a video about this on my YouTube channel. It was they were talking about the new Marvel series Echo, and
No, man, I
apparently,
don't think we do that anymore.
so the entire reason behind making the series, as it everybody came to find out, is that because the actress ticks off 3 intersectional boxes. She's some kind of some sort of POC, I guess.
She's a pacifist or something like that.
Some kind of person of color. Indigenous, that's right. That's the word I was looking for. She was an indigenous. She's an
The word
amputee.
indigenous makes me think dirty.
I know.
It's like you need to take a bath. You're
Yeah.
indigenous.
Yeah,
It's
indigenous.
just a weird sounding word.
She's an amputee and she's deaf. And Like they specifically wanted an actress that had all three of these qualities. It's like, couldn't you just find anyone to play that role? But no. Oh, Flash Gordon, 1880. Yes.
Never saw it. Is that with that blonde guy?
Yeah. That
Yeah, I never
is
saw it.
pure cheese, but it's
Ooh, Masters of the Universe.
Dolph Lundgren.
Love that. Yes. Did you ever see Dolph Lundgren as Predator?
Yeah. Oh. So,
What was the movie? I Come in Peace.
yeah, something like that.
You
Yeah.
go in pieces.
Actually, kind of funny. If in the actual original Predator movie, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, they had somebody in the suit before they ever actually developed the actual Predator suit. It was
That's
like
John
this
Claude,
bug
wasn't it?
monster looking thing. It was a bug monster. The person inside the suit was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I've been hearing that lately. It's yeah, I guess that's how you got flexible. Two drink minimum. Thank you. We need to get you in on a movie night here. We're trying to step up. You know, I'm trying to class up the place here. Two drink, not too classy, where you're gonna have to wear shoes with toes. I mean, flip flops are still gonna be a thing, but we want to get a little bit classier, where like the light bulbs work in the bathrooms, the ladies' bathrooms. They've been complaining about that. And so Kaiser Pineapple's here talking about entertainment, and it is great having you here. Thank you, Two Drink, and I hope you're getting
Thank you.
ready, prepared for a wonderful 4th of July. And which reminds me, man, this is I need to do a reading of the Declaration of Independence. That's a big thing. Maybe that'd be a good one. Get Gosney doing something. But Two Drink, thank you so much. And I don't have to tell you because you always stay sexy. Thank you, Two Drink.
I have to give a real quick shout out to Great Dane Mom. One, as a lover of Great Danes, my parents actually have one. I love Great Danes; they're awesome. But also, kudos on the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The original is good. I still say I like the 70s one better, just because it's more atmospheric and that twist ending just.
Deb, what were you asking? You didn't get any answers. Because I'll tell you what, this chat got lit really quick. And then it's gotten back down to normal speeds here. Oh, wait, so you know what? I bet you I don't have the live stream. I don't know how to do it now. I don't. I got top chat on. I hate that.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
It ought to be natural to top chat. I'll be able to choose. Now, I don't want to dox you, but you live in a state that's very dear to my heart. Do you ever mention that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I mentioned I'm from the Hoosier State, occasionally.
Okay. So we got Indiana guy here. I know a Indiana girl, and I was actually threatening to come and crash at her place. So for a weekend, this would have been a perfect weekend. It's a 4-day weekend. Anyway, so it's gonna be me and the White Rabbit, and we're gonna get a couple others, and we're gonna just rent a car because that's the way to do it nowadays. You rent a car and you get the insurance, and it doesn't matter what happens to it. So anyway, how far away are you in Indiana? Way on the farmlands, or?
So I'm actually not too far outside of Indianapolis.
Oh wow! Oh wow! So if we go up there, we'd have to meet up.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
that's weird. That's a weird thing. We don't do that. Like I'm very anti doing that. But Valhalla, see, he's a uniter. He's
Yep,
got
he
me into
is.
this now. I can't be a nice guy on here and be like this. Oh, Cloud9, how are you doing? Kaiser, do you like ASMR type stuff? Not the
With
I'm licking your ear, but like
Yeah, that
just like
one. Yeah, I
the
know.
casual sensual sounds. Like wood soup is one of the things I hear a lot about.
I Yes and no. I got a weird auditory thing with my ears. Um, I don't usually talk about it because it's awkward. But yeah, my ears are like hypersensitive to a lot of like noises. I have to wear headphones like a lot of like places in public and stuff like that. Just deaden sound down.
You're talking to a guy who wears sunglasses inside.
Yeah,
I understand.
it drives my wife crazy. But yeah, there's a reason why I wear headphones a lot. But yeah, I mean, I do listen to some of it, like as far as like atmospheric stuff, kind of soundscapes. I've got an entire playlist of soundscapes.
Well, you need to check out ASMR on Cloud9. She
Nice.
is awesome. She is a absolute dear fan, friend, and a great fan of the show, and is one of the most intelligent people you ever get a chance to talk to. You need to hang
Fantastic.
out, maybe after a movie night. You come
There you
hang out
go.
on Discord, and she will tell you everything you're doing wrong with your channel, and you're thinking of it wrong, and you need to be doing this. And you know what it all gets down to? Views. You don't
Yep.
have time for drama. You don't have time for silliness. You got to do something you're comfortable in, because if you can sell yourself, people will listen. And then you got to have, and that's how you get your views. But anyway, it's good to see you here, Cloud9. Wait, hold on. Dirty Girl, ASMR Cloud9. I don't know what that is.
Mhm.
Look at this, man. I'm so far behind again. Original Planet of the Apes, Charlton Heston.
Mm.
Now, Great Dane Mom says series. I say the first one. What do you think about after the first one?
I would agree with you on the first one, but God, that's one I haven't revisited that in years. I would have to go back and redo that one. I mean, I think the last time I watched that series, my uncle Fred was still alive, and he died almost 10 years ago at least.
Oh gosh. I see here. Super. I was asking whether a meteor would not go straight because of gravity in space. So if it goes straight, it's probably a UFO.
If it goes straight, then it's probably just a rock. If it just decides to go all cattywampus and go a different direction, then probably not just a rock. And yes, I did just use the word cattywampus in a sentence.
Oh yeah, where is that cattywampus from?
I have no
I
idea.
no, I
That's some
read
out there
that.
southern vernacular from my neck of the woods, y'all, you know.
I had never heard cattywampus the first time I read about it. I love it. Hey, hold on a second.
Cattywampus, caterwauling, all that nuz.
What? Oh my gosh. Sorry. They're sending me naughty pictures on Discord. It's like of like organized and clean uh shelf space. Things I don't have.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Shizzy, drive fast and swerve. Do you know Shizzy?
I actually was on stream with him during Mighty's birthday stream
Oh, cool.
earlier this year. So yeah, I'm familiar with him at least in that far. I
He's a cool dude. He's laid back, and
Very.
he doesn't get rawed up about stuff. That's the big thing on YouTube. He doesn't get rawed up about stuff. I don't know that one. Great Dane Mom added to the list. What are we adding to the list here? Oh, Barbarella. You haven't seen that? Isn't that with
Jane
Tawny
Fonda.
Katane? Jane Fonda. What was the one that had gosh, she just passed away. The Italian chick. She was in Grumpier Old Men. Sophia Loren.
Okay.
She was in one of those. Oh man.
Yeah, I remember Raquel Welch passing away, and I was like,
Oh,
that
Raquel
was
Welch. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
oh, Raquel
Did you
Welch
just
in her
do a little
prime, man.
wolf? Just do a little wolf. Dude, let me tell you what. I had I don't know. I haven't seen Anne Margaret lately, but it's hard for me not to have a thing for Anne Margaret.
Hmm. Yeah, Jane Fonda. I got some issues with her, particularly about that time where she basically signed the death warrants of like 5 American POWs in Vietnam.
Yeah, she's a communist traitor bitch. So,
If you
did
saw
I
her
say all
recently on The
that?
View,
I didn't mean to. Hey, by the way, do you ever do any apocalyptic prepping?
if I
If
had,
power went out, if an EMP
yeah.
went, what would happen? Would you be okay?
I mean, I think I know enough to get by, but the problem that I have is that I actually believe that these particular things are a threat, and that even if you're not preparing for like end of days kind of crap, and you're just setting up for like a severe storm or something. I mean, even the Carrington event was a natural occurring phenomenon, but I think it would be a good idea to have something like on hand, like already set up, ready to go in a moment's notice. My wife, on the other hand, is like, we are not doing that prepping crap. I'm like, okay.
So what you do is you just have to sneak it in. You gotta be like, oh yeah,
Well,
I like beans.
yeah, well, I mean, I would have to not be broke as hell first.
Yeah, I understand that. Trust me, I understand that. But beans are like $1 a pound. Well, so I'm asking this because Guava Ball has been dying to do a stream. He wants to get some of us together. He wants to get Valhalla in on one, and just be like, so what do you do with when the power goes out? I like to look at it as The Walking Dead. You saw Walking Dead, right?
Yep.
Beginning of it. So you like
I saw
Rick
the
wakes
first
up
three
in the
seasons.
hospital.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's happening. It's kind of like that. It's what do you do the first couple of days, and anyway, it's just he's been dying to do one, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be fun. So anyway, I was just wondering if you were into that or if you were a no, that's stupid. Because if you're into it, I want to invite you in. But if you just think it's stupid, you know what we need? We need someone to tell us what movies to stockpile for the apocalypse. Yeah, I know, Tweety. Power outage equals generator.
Yep.
Amazon Prime days are coming up. Cut the power to your house, pineapple. Then ask your wife about prepping.
I would do that, but I have a serious problem about that. I've got a big freezer that is full of meat, and I can't barbecue that fast.
Challenge accepted.
Not that I wouldn't want to.
Oh man, I'm good with fire.
Actually, I'm getting ready to do some. In the next couple of days, I'm gonna be making a batch of homemade beef jerky.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have a dehydrator for it?
That was actually my Father's Day present.
That's awesome. What kind did you get? One of the real nice ones, or
Oh yeah, I've already used it a couple of times for drying herbs. I've got some spice plants. I've got sweet basil, sage, and rosemary. And yeah, I was able to just go ahead and pick some plants and dry those out. It's great.
I like not sure. Who's the other one that was around here? Frank. I love these people are finding us.
Yep.
Just having a good time, man. This is all about a good time on Thursday night. Well, listen, I Judge Maddie, how are you doing, brother? So on my lives, I try to do like 2 hours. How long do you do lives for?
I usually will go until I've covered whatever topic that I've set out to do. I'll try to cap it under 4 hours if I can.
I used to be. I wouldn't shut up. I had an audience, and I felt bad. Like I was hoping I could make it, something. I make it good for them, and then I realized, like, well, I think they're here because it is so bad. Uh, and well, I see. Amen. I see here. He says he doesn't prep. That sounds like food prep to me. Well, yeah. Um,
Yeah,
you'd have
trust
to.
me. I have already got people that have seen like some of my Discord where I post like stuff that I cook and they're like, "You need to do a cooking show." And I'm like, "I don't even know how I would do that logistically speaking." But yeah, I don't know how many people. I've got dozens of people that have been asking me like, "Dude, cooking shows." I'm like, whatever. I'll do it eventually.
Well, no, don't say like we'll do it eventually. Let's figure it out. And that's what's great here, man. I guess this is the first time just you and I have got to hang out, chill, right?
Yep.
Dude, so like New Year's came, had a New Year's resolutions. Everybody's talking about New Year's resolutions, what they want to do, and I was like, you know what? Because I hate them. I don't believe in them. They always get broken. But this year, I want to help everybody else. I want everybody to get better and have a better channel, and we're gonna have better content, and we're gonna all grow and have a good time. And I can't believe here it is 6 months later. I still remembered that.
Yep.
That's pretty. That's the only thing I do remember. So, what does it take for you to have a cooking show? What do you like to cook?
I mean, it kind of depends on whatever I'm feeling, but I mean, I do everything from just kind of your basic like baking, that kind of stuff, all the way to you doing like, you know, like barbecue stuff like that, smoking stuff. I make my own bacon.
There it is, bacon. So that I've
Yeah,
already got your first show now. It's bacon, man. Everybody digs bacon, and you just
bacon,
video.
barbacoa. Barbacoa is great.
Do you do any video editing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I really need to get off my butt and learn how to do it again. I mean, I've got Final Cut Pro, but I just
Or are you
haven't
on
used it.
Apple?
I'm on PC.
Oh, well, I thought Final Cut was Apple. Sorry.
Oh wait, no, not Final Cut. I meant Premiere Pro. That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, my wife is getting ready to get her first Apple, and Guava's dying in the chat. And PC people are dying, but I'm like, dude, it makes so much sense because she's already got the phone and she's got a little iPad, and she's on the other side of this wall. And I was like, imagine we can airdrop stuff back and forth to each other, and it's just, and she was like, I think that just, she was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so easy. Listener just got back up. My family lived off our food stores for a year when I was a kid. My bio dad and stepdad got laid off at the same time. It took a while for them to find jobs. So see, it's
Yep.
you never know what you're prepping for.
Yep.
Excuse me. I yawn not because I'm tired, but because I don't sit right in my chair anymore. I've got it all. Man, talk about. I think that's one of the first things we talked about was that we were going through changing, redecorating the rooms. Like you were doing yours the following week. I was like, I have nothing in memory. Now I got all this junk in here, and I'm like, it sucks again. I'm just stuck. I gotta
Speaking of
change my whole life. Kaiser, I hate
yeah.
everything about me here.
Speaking of remodeling, I'm actually got to take my entire computer down again tomorrow evening because my brother and I are actually coming in here and we're going to be putting in my new desk. We're building it from scratch.
Well, hang on a second here. So Melissa Jane towards White Rabbit's Fund. We were talking about it, and Mel. Actually, it's funny. I was like, we need to talk to Mel about it because she wants to get the MacBook Air. She's going to go with the 15-inch, that new one. And I was like, it's only for what you need. Well, I need to ask you what you have in yours. That's what I need to do. But anyway, yeah. Do you know Melissa Jane Kaiser?
Yeah, we've been on stream together.
Okay, I can't remember, man.
Yeah, it was with you. I know. I've slept since then.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But uh, she is very thankful, and thank you, Mel. Oh, geez, man, all that stuff sucks though, because it's like now it's like she's like, I can't do a touchpad on a computer. She's a diehard mouse person.
Yep.
She uses a computer to work. Isn't that weird?
I got one of these. I have never gone back to any other type of mouse.
Is that because that thumb deal?
Yeah, the trackball. So good. No wrist issues at all. So nice.
Yeah, that might be a good thing because she's going to rehab for a shoulder injury, and
Yep, I blew out my right shoulder about 10 years ago.
Using a mouse.
No, that was when I worked in a warehouse. Oh. I used to work medical supply shipping, so you know.
Oh gosh, man. Hang on a second. Oh, I lost it. Man, I gotta get a better system. I suck. Rabbit, thank you so much for the white rabbit, the blue dog, brown dog, or computer. See, everybody here loves my family more than they do me, which I appreciate that. Brown dog is we have a chocolate lab, and our blue dog we have a blue tick coonhound, and they both have had issues this year. That brown dog with his ACL. So we have a storage unit. We just got a storage unit because when we started moving all our stuff out, I was like, man, this is way too much garbage. So we got the storage unit. We started packing all the stuff up there, and then realized that nobody's in the storage unit most of the time. It's air conditioned. So we've been taking the dogs up there and doing the whole walk thing. I'm like, oh, this is great. Finally, some rehab I can do with them. But yes, thank you. White Rabbit is everything is going towards her computer. I've got in the next couple of months, there's a couple of days that I've got to focus on for her needs. Kaiser, man, anything else you want to say? I mean, again, I usually do like 2 hours, and dude came in. It was a monograph. He came over and he said, over 2 hours, you really got to give the audience something good because that's like the length of a movie. I was like, that does make sense. So that's why I do videos and stuff like that. And hell, I mean, dude, when I asked you before, I was like, that's an hour and a half. This has been a great, fun conversation, man. I'm so glad you came up.
Oh, I always love to, come on to folks and streams. I just, love to just have fun. And yeah, you guys have never disappointed. So,
oh man, we love you here. And if there's anybody who hasn't subbed, please sub up to Kaiser Pineapple. He's got the cool avatar. And let's see if I have this. I don't.
So Super Snoopers was asking if I'm monetized. Nope, I've only got 407 subscribers right now. But if you want to help me get to that goal of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, one, you can do that by subscribing to my channel. And two, you can also help me with that by watching some of my past live streams or videos. I usually do about 2 to 3 videos a day on entertainment news. And usually at least once a week, I usually do a live stream. I haven't done any in a little bit. I did one recently, but I'm getting back in the saddle on that one. New computer desk. New computer
That's
desk
awesome.
is coming on Saturday, and I can't wait. But, if you want to help me out, I'm happy to, point you in the right direction and say I could always use the help.
And let me tell you guys, don't forget, like if you have an extra thing like a iPad or something like computer when you leave the house, put on like these small creators put their stuff on and
At quarter speed, by the way.
Does that add to it?
So it measures your aggregate watch time. It doesn't matter if you watch the same video for like 4 times longer than it actually is. It just counts the aggregate amount of time you're watching the video, which is kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah, that is a cool little thing. That is a cool little thing. But yeah, that adds to that helps out. Wait, I got 2 super chats I missed.
Yeah, you did.
How did I miss those?
That was like right before you asked me if I had anything to plug or anything like that.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you, Jim with no filter. Holy cow. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you. And I do not. I know yawning is rude. I'm not trying to. I really am having a hard time catching my breath right now. Do you see this? This is the AI. It's in front of me. It tells me what to do, and it's vicious, and it bites like rats. Wiggles for the expert. There you go. Thank you, Rabbit. Have you seen the Wiggles? Are you a fan of LMFAO? I'm sexy and I know it.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, the brown dog loves that. He got excited about that song when he was a puppy, and he goes to Chick-fil-A and he wiggles. And as a matter of fact, he kind of looks like the one. If you look at it, he's the one on the far right. He kind of does that. And anyway, thank you, Rabbit. The wiggles are always appreciated. You need to find a maybe there might be some work done on that. Might try to find a longer wiggle or a couple of longer wiggles. That would be entertaining for some. And then let's see, let's see what we got here. Oh. Now, what is this one? Now, hey, have you ever seen the Ashinator and Guava play each other?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm pretty
First time
new
I
here.
saw it, I was like, what is going on here? They play Call of Duty, and she would jump around and, like, she terrifies me. She's mean. She's a big bully. She's the Guava killer. She takes him out, and it's hilarious. He cries, screams a lot. But it's all in good fun. Let's see what Ashinator says. This time it is me, Guava Ball. Wiggles. All the. There you go. I'm here to please my people. I love everybody here, and I get in. I'll pay back. I'll have payback tomorrow night. I know that. So,
Looks like Shizzy gifted some memberships too.
oh, awesome. You know what I hate about StreamYard? You can't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, No Name Tennessee, thank you. It's like I am so far behind here. Okay.
Thank you, Texas Jen. Appreciate it.
I hit the wrong button. Why am I hitting buttons? Okay, Shizzy. Where did Shizzy go? What's up top? Shizzy has gifted 5 memberships. Y'all, please make sure you have your gift membership things open so you can accept these memberships. Make sure that so that way they get used and don't go to the wrong place. And this is just for Shizzy.
I'm gonna come.
You like that?
Classic.
And Clumsy Clairvoyance. Do you know Clumsy, Kaiser?
Only recently through the chat.
Dude, you got to go hang out with Clumsy, man. She's on like at 3 a.m. But she is so cool. She is the resident oracle over here. and
Nice.
she also came up with her own.
I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat.
Clumsy, thank you so much. Hey, I think we got a super chat. She found that was Ryan Upchurch. I don't know what it is about that video. She thought it was hilarious, and she sent it. It was like a minute and a half or something. I don't know the time. I'm making it up. And White Rabbit said, "Okay, I'll tell you. I'll edit it for you because I kept forgetting to edit it." And she did. And she got that perfect little part. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." So, but anyway, yes, thank you, Clumsy. Clumsy, it goes on at what, 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, midnight your time. She's on the West Coast.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she was sick. Oh, I forgot, Clumsy. Um, Michael Malloy was looking for you.
Oh, really?
Like at 4:30 this morning, he's like, "Where's Clumsy at? I'm trying to channel my inner Clumsy." And as he was saying that he was trying to tell Suzanne Einstein to go find Clumsy. You know where Clumsy is? I'm trying to channel her. She can get Grandma over here. And it was just, it's funny. You know Malloy, don't you?
Yep.
That guy's a cat, man. I love him. He is old school YouTube, and he hasn't changed. He's just cool, just absolutely cool. Um, let's see, hold on here. What is? Hey, Shelly. Okay, so glad you're feeling better, Clumsy. Make sure I got all these things checked. Midnight is when magic happens. After midnight, you gotta let all hang loose. That should be your song. Um. Oh, look at this, Kaiser. I just
Nice.
subbed my other account.
Thank
Dude, you're gonna
you.
get it, man. This is a great family. This is a great family. We have a good time. And I think Deb, she just kind of stumbled in here. That's Super Snoopers, and as it keeps coming back, I love it when people keep coming back. That fuels me. Same
Yep.
thing with Mind of Monsters. I love this stuff. All right, buddy. So listen, do you have anything else? Anything happening over the weekend or anything?
So right now I'm kind of doing a little bit of, just trying feeling everything out. Saturday I'm going to be pretty much incommunicado for the most part, but probably Saturday night I think, or I'm probably going to be going on with Sleazy Society, or Sleazy over there, talking about something. Yeah, some recent article that was written in Polygon. If anybody knows what that is, don't spoil it. But yeah, it's preserve your innocence. But yeah, thinking about doing. I think we're going to be doing that, and then of course Saturday I'm building the new desk, and then once I get all that set back up, I'm going to be trying to get back on a regular streaming schedule. Hopefully this week I might be able to finally get an actual new stream of Real Talk going on Wednesday, hopefully.
Now, what's your schedule usually?
So I really don't have a lot of time for live streams right now, but usually I try to do at least Wednesdays. But if I could get back onto if I could get onto a schedule and I could get enough viewership, then yeah, I would do like multiple days, like like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that.
Let me ask you, can you do anything around lunchtime?
No, unfortunately I work for a living.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Yeah, there's nobody out there, man. I mean,
Yeah, I know that's one of those time slots that's really easily available. But yeah.
Nighttime's the worst. Nighttime's just the worst to do this stuff.
Oh, absolutely will do, Shizzy.
Oh, where's Shizzy doing?
Just said, give me a holler sometime. I said, absolutely.
Yeah, Shizzy Shizzy's just laid back about everything. He just loves it. It's weird. He's just like, every time you talk to him, it's like, if he's trying to learn anything from me, then he's gone back like weeks and weeks and weeks because he's not learning anything. I'm an idiot. But yeah, Shizzy's great, man. He's so chilled out. That's what we need.
He seems like a very chill dude. I love it.
We need chilled out people. Let's see here. Who else? Yeah, see. So Caitlin, I saw her earlier. Pass is a really good person. Still waiting for. He keeps threatening he's going to do live streams. I'm waiting to see that. Probably should have talked to Pass about Richard Allen deal. Now Danielle, I only share her with God's name. Okay, so I'm just warning you right now. And I don't share Grandma's house. Or Mel, or Texas Gin, or Miami Spice. And then there's a couple that are enforcers that, I'm just getting myself in trouble now. Don't mess with the dog ladies. I love them. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm getting in so much trouble. They're gonna kill me tonight and tomorrow. So do you like to do 3 days a week?
If I can, yeah.
That's awesome. As long as you can keep to a schedule, man, that's all you need. And just keep hammering out there. I have never gotten growth from anything I've done. All my growth has been from other people. And so, it's, I really, actually, I take it back, Guava Ball. I found him on my own. He, because I did a thing on Yellow Flash, but, Great Dane Mom, she saw me do a video and just like, I'm going to check this guy out. And next thing you know, she's like, I'm home. Can I change the curtains? I was like, you can do whatever you want to.
Nice.
But yeah, man, you got family over here and you can hang out anytime. Guys, thank you so much for entertaining us. Guys, you hang out for a second. I don't know, just hang on for a second. Actually, the music, if you can. And then, guys, I love y'all. Be good. Stay sexy. Stay safe. And be sure to subscribe to our buddy Kaiser here. And tomorrow night is Friday Night Live. And if something happens that I can't do it, I'm going to be in a real bad mood. Oh, Saturday. So you're talking about Saturday doing something. I'm trying to talk the White Rabbit into doing her first live.
Oh, nice.
Because she has 500 subs and she's trying to get the watch hours. So she is thinking about, she said, we came up with an idea before called Saturday Night Date Night. So it'll be on her channel and I don't know. Details we'll find out tomorrow. But Kaiser, bud,
Saturday night, day night. I might have to get Mrs. Pineapple involved.
Date night's a good one, man.
Double date.
Yeah, dude, it's fun stuff. Like people don't do videos like that. It's what was it? She sat next to me in a stream, and I got like everybody I knew commented said, "Oh, that was so cool." I was like, "Well, it looks like we're gonna have to get a love seat in here." Kaiser, brother, please come back. And I had a great time. Thank you so much, man. And y'all, nobody's got time for that.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out, I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that.